Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Cube, the remake from 2021. And this movie is the only Cube movie that I have not yet reviewed. Out of all of the Cube movies that I've seen, that being four of them, the original, the sequel, the prequel, and this is the best Cube movie since the original, and that's not saying much. It's still pretty bad. The only positives that I really have for this movie is that the opening death scene was memorable, just like all of the Cube movies. Like, the opening death scene is very memorable. Sometimes it's the most memorable death scene in the entire film, except for the first one, maybe. And I also liked how it was presented visually, for the most part. And sure, there were some things to be desired, but it was fun, and I kind of liked it. I was like, okay, we're doing something here. Unfortunately, once we get past that opening scene, the film just goes downhill from there, and all of the characters are just really forgettable. No one's likable, and in this movie, there's a lot of drama to the characters because there's a lot of talk about suicide in this movie, and it's also trying to have some commentary about how old people hate young people and how young people hate old people. And there's that going on, and that's fine to add to this movie and all. Like, I'm not against adding things that are just elements that don't really take up a lot of space and could be explored in an interesting way. Unfortunately, the film doesn't do any of these things. It just has these elements in here, but it doesn't really do much with them. It focuses on these elements so much that it kind of just tries to be a drama rather than a horror movie, which I found to be kind of weird. And not that the horror was really working for me, like I wasn't scared by anything, but it would have been nice for them to have at least tried to make the horror in this movie work. Like, I just didn't feel like any of these characters mattered. Like, if all of them died, I wouldn't care one bit. And throughout this movie, it just has way too many close shots to where you can't really see what's going on. And I know we're just being shown the inside of the cube, like in these different rooms, but at the same time, it could have been shown visually a lot better because I've seen the opening scene, which was shown visually a lot better than the rest of the movie. And also, the original film is much better shot than this film. And for some reason, this Cube movie is the longest out of all of them for absolutely no reason. It's almost an hour and 50, this one, whereas the other ones are just either an hour and a half or slightly above that by a few minutes. And this movie does absolutely nothing with that additional runtime, in terms of things that I find interesting, at least. The pacing for this movie was also slow. I didn't feel as though anything was being progressed, really, for a large chunk of the movie. Throughout the film, it does try to hit the same beats as the original film, but it kind of just misses what made that original film work as well as it did, in terms of presentation, characters, all that kind of stuff, performances. Like, everything that made the original film work, and it's just trying to copy off of these big scenes that are from the original film, and just trying to do it all in this movie, and they just screw it up, for a lack of a better way of describing it. In this movie, they decided to bring back the rooms changing colors, where it's pretty noticeable. And I know that was in Cube Zero and the original film, not so much Cube 2 Hypercube. And this movie, you really do see the rooms changing colors. But in this movie, instead of just having rooms different colors to represent how characters are feeling, and to some extent that's done in this movie as well, but in this movie they just take it too far to the point where the room changes color like a mood ring. For like one specific character for no reason. I don't know why. It was very goofy, and whenever that was happening, that's when the movie was kind of funny to me. The music in this movie was pretty bad. Never once did it compliment to the scenes that it was in, and I never once felt as though I understood what tone it was trying to go for. Like, is this supposed to be cool? Because this is supposed to be a horror movie, right? Or is it supposed to be a drama because of characters trying to commit suicide in this cube? Or you would think, like, something that complements that tone. That's what the music would be, but instead it's just trying to be cool or whatever. I have no idea how to describe it. It was just really bad and confusing. And that's about all I have to say about Cube 2021. It was pretty bad. Probably better than the previous two movies, those being Cube 2 and Cube 0. It was better than those. It was a bit better made, but unfortunately, there's not really anything to take away from this film in terms of substance or emotions that it's going after. And overall, it was just a hollow experience that I just got nothing out of, and I never want to watch this movie again. So the only Cube movie you need to watch is the original. That one is good. It's not a masterpiece, but it's solid for what it is, and I recently rewatched it, and it's still a good movie. I liked it still, whereas this one, no. Definitely not going to watch this one again, or anything that was released after the original film. Whether it be tied to the original film in terms of that movie's timeline or being remade. At this point in time, you never know if they're going to come out with a different one, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, getting a little bit off topic. With all that being said, I'm going to give Cube, the remake from 2021, a 2 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought of Cube 2021 and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Sugarland Express, directed by Steven Spielberg. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.